John, you finally get to see a Metropolitan Division team tonight. Was that a part of your pregame conversation or analysis or whatever you go through with the players?
We don't talk about divisions. We just talk about the team, and mostly our team.
Does a 4-point game
Nope.
versus
Nope.
two mean anything different?
Nope. Game 14.
One guy I haven't really asked you much about this year has had a pretty good start to the season. Is Atkins. Been good on power play. He's got like 14 points. This is your first full year with him. What do you see in this kid?
Yeah, he's been good. He's been good in the power play. We need more 5-on-5. I think that kind of goes hand in hand with that line. Is it Cam or is it Jens and Doobie struggling? Is it Cam struggling? We need to get all three of those guys going more consistently, and Cam being one of them. But the time I've been with him, I look up and down that bench for him in all situations. Penalty killing, power play. He thinks the game. He's a guy that I put into all situations, and he deserves that because he has come through in all situations for us.
Any lineup changes?
Nope.
Sedlak, how are the veteran guys that he's with help him, and how is he helping our older guys?
Well, that line's been pretty good. Scores a couple goals. He's good defensively. I'm not sure which one helps the other. I think Hartsey and Zeds are kind of the same. I shouldn't say same player. I think they're hard on the puck. I think Zeds is a guy that's going to work with him in the corners as far as controlling and as far as rotating out of corners. Sam and Hartsey had a little bit of chemistry right away as we put them together. With Zeds, the key thing for him is just his consistency. He has lost. There's been some plays made to him. He's lost some pucks where he needs to keep the puck. The one game when we had a bunch of turnovers in an end zone, he was involved in that. He's a guy that I think is going to be a cerebral player that I can move in a lot of different situations as he continues to get experience. I still think he's trying to find his way. His first year, worked hard to get here. Sprung off the playoffs last year. That's when I first noticed him. The consistency is something for a young guy, and him included, that we still need more of through the game and from game to game.
John, do you like the balance you have in your lineup right now? You're getting contributions, it seems like, from all four lines. And I think somebody from the outside could say maybe that Saad, Foligno, Wenberg line is number one, but then the rest of them, there's balance of everything on each line.
Yeah, I think that line, Wenny's line, is probably the most skilled line. I'm not sure if we have a number one line. I think we blend as a team, and it's been given me the opportunity to play four lines more than I've ever played in my career. I think I can't remember early on because it's so long ago, but I feel comfortable playing the four lines, and the way we want to play. I think that's important, getting those guys out on the ice, and they've earned the ice time, and they were good the other night with their forechecking and just changing tempo in certain times. I guess you call it our fourth line, but there's really no number one line. It's our forwards, and I think that's helped us get the start, or at least get a little bit of consistency here the last couple of weeks.
I know you always focus on your team. But when you look around the league, that seems to be, I don't want to say a trend, but it used to be two scoring lines, a checking line, and a crash line.
Yeah.
Then it became three scoring lines, a crash line, energy line.
Yeah.
But it seems like more and more teams are they don't have two studs, like a Malkin and a Crosby,
Yeah.
trying what you guys are trying.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. It's a balanced league. Free agency comes into play. You lose players here and there. It's tough to keep your team together because when you have success, then people want more money, and sometimes organizations can't afford it, and there's a lot of changing of the parts. I think all coaches in the league are always looking for that balance as you go through, because there's just not many weak spots within opponents. I think those matches amongst lines, I don't get too involved in it because there's just really not a weakness. on teams you play against. The league, it's parity. And so I think more and more coaches are really trying to blend their lines so they can roll their 4 and match when in certain situations of the game, but feel comfortable having all their people on the ice. And the game's changed a little bit in where those fourth-line guys have to play. The game's changed with I guess the fighting has been taken out of it, and that role, it's still there, but it's a guy that has to be able to play also, and that allows the coach to get that line on. I hope I'm saying it right. I'm not insulting anything here. It ends up blending into 4 lines.
On those lines, the old cliche is when you talk about the Capitals to talk about Ovechkin hand in hand, but there's so much more than that. Aside from Ovechkin, what makes these Capitals difficult to defend?
Well, they're a dangerous team from their back end. Well, really from their goaltending right on out. They're dangerous. They're dangerous offensively. They're good defensively. They're dangerous offensively, and they're littered in their lineup with offensive people, with skilled people. So that's just it goes hand in hand with that. You can't match because if I'm looking to try to match against Ovechkin, someone else is coming over that boards that it may not be the right match. So it's a very balanced, talented group that I think has learned to play as a team in more minutes of these games under Trotzy. I think he's demanded that as far as a team concept, that they have to buy into the other side of the puck too. We have them a few times here, and it's going to be a really big test for us tonight.
Torts, how important is your middle, your center iceman, especially with your young D, working to get that puck?
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time, Jody, as far as our breakouts this year, trying to get our centers closer to our D. As the rules have changed here the past few years, the D are always under pressure because you can't hold up. So we're trying to get numbers to there so we can try to pick on a forechecker, and that is the responsibility of the center iceman 90% of the time. Sometimes it's your wing that's the last guy out of the end zone, and he's got to get back. But we've spent a lot of time with our center iceman being close to the D so it maybe can be a little 3 or 4 foot pass instead of around the wall and it's pinched off and it's jammed down your throat again. A lot of responsibility for our center iceman in our end zone, not only when we're defending when they have the puck, but when we have the puck. It's a big chore, and sometimes we're good at it, sometimes we struggle. But that's a huge part of being successful in this league is how quickly and cleanly you can get out of your end zone. Because that second try that they jam it to you, I'm sure the percentages go up big time as far as the puck going in the back of your net. Good. Thanks, guys.